Hi, everybody. This is just an old man talking. I'm outside. I'm trying to um, ground and sun gaze and stuff like that. Actually, I was out and I forgot to ground. I think I'm going to use my. I think I'm going to use the neighbor's yard real quick. I'll probably wait until I don't see her car, and then I'll probably walk up and down it a couple of times. So just in case they got cameras. I have a good relationship with all my neighbors, and the ones that I did have a bad relationship, I actually gave them a personal note on an envelope. Didn't put anything in it. I just wrote on the envelope, I apologize for my bad behavior. And the only thing is, I don't know if they even thought it was bad behavior. But being in the frame of mind of perpetual forgiveness will make you do things like that. It'll make you seek forgiveness because there's a benefit for it that you can't buy. Okay? So, again, I just want you to look at the many benefits of forgiveness. And is it easy to do? No. Will I get used to it? I'm not sure. But I do it more at the older I get than I did when I was younger. When I was younger, I would just forget about it. But now that I'm older, I realize, hey, wait a minute, them thoughts keep coming back up. So if I had have dealt with forgiveness right away in the first place, I would probably have other things on my mind. Now, at this age, let me tell you something. If you want to be thinking about the kingdom of heaven and stuff like that, if you want to see if you can see something in the kingdom of heaven or get a download or a heavenly message or something like that, it's going to be difficult and it's going to take you a long time to get something from above if you're preoccupied with things below, because these thoughts from the past basically are the ones that'll keep you from seeing your desires of the future. Okay? If you can, when you do your meditation or when you do your daydreaming and stuff like that, try to daydream and uh, look at today. Oh, okay? Um, Whatever your today is, I can prove it. Yesterday, I don't care how bad it was, and I don't care how good it was. 98% of what you thought was going to happen didn't. If what you thought was going to happen, you spent most of your thought process on trying to maintain what was going on, trying to be, like, say, present in the moment. Okay? The things that didn't happen, or the bad things, you basically just put a lot of information into your brain that never happened. What's the sense of being prepared for something that never happens? So, what you want to do is you want to prepare for what's happening and you want to get prepared for it while it's happening. Okay, so for example, if you get on a roller coaster ride, if you have a bad thought, it's going to be hard for you to enjoy that ride. Okay, if you think about it in the future, well, you kind of wasted being present and the benefit of actually being on the ride. Okay, so you guys are adults. Try to make it fit your situation. But I want you to spend all your brain power, all your spiritual power, no matter what's happening, particularly if you're not involved in it. Sirens going off, spaceships landing on the moon. Yeah, right. Um, all right, so don't be preoccupied with anything that doesn't have anything to do with you. Now, I'm not trying to tell you to be selfish. I'm just trying to tell you that's better than, number one, putting others, thinking of others first. All right? Because the chances are pretty good, unless you agree with that person and what they're trying to get you engaged or involved in, they're going to have a different interpretation of what you're doing. So, for example, say you give somebody some money or something. Do you know that you may hear, well, what you gave me wasn't a loan, okay? Or I didn't think I had to pay it back because I didn't ask you for it, okay? And I'm talking from experience. I can't necessarily say if I ever paid anybody back who ever gave me any money. Best case scenario is nobody ever gave me anything, okay? And if they did, I forgot about it. And the ones who did give you something, they're going to remind you. So, for example, you ever meet somebody in the store and they remember you from the sixth grade? you know, and you literally don't remember them. I just learned how to say now, hey, I don't remember. And let me tell you something. They'll proceed with that conversation from their memory, not yours. Then you can go backwards. You can probably remember them, or at least remember the time or something like that there. If you were so inclined, you could just leave it like that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember you, but it's good to see you. I'm glad that I didn't owe you any money from back then, because you probably would have remembered. Try to make a joke out of it or something like that there. All right. But what you want to do is you want to keep moving. So, all right. So, there's some good news, bad news, scenario that I'm trying to share with you today is just spend time in the day. Okay. I was watching a video, and I think it was a short video. Could have been from YouTube, could have been from Facebook, but I like to listen to smart people. I don't mind listening to jokers. I was a class clown before. I kind of get their motivation. I share that, but I share it as a constituent because I'm not a comedian. All right. If you want to know what a constituent is what you are for. And then after you accomplish that quest, then they go and be a constituent somewhere else. I heard a quote from some kind of Native American Indian or something, and he was trying to speak with a soldier who was trying to buy some land or something from him. And the man couldn't understand that, or the lieutenant or whatever couldn't understand, you can't buy this land, it's not my land. And it's not yours to take either. But, one of the things he said, I'm getting two stories mixed up, sorry, so full stop on that one. There was a leader in a third world country, and America wanted them to do something for them. They wanted this company, this third world country, to do something for the United States. But the leader said, well, we don't like that particular company or government or anything. And the representative for the United States was like, well, they're our friends. And out of exasperation, the leader said, well, one thing with America is you assume that your friends are my friends. Okay, so you want to knock a lot of stuff off anytime you get an opportunity. And you'll be able to do that in the present. So, for example, if you put something off for the future, chances are pretty good you're going to, if you didn't write it down, this is just my example. If this doesn't pertain to you, don't worry about it. But it's a pretty good chance that you're going to forget about it. All right? Not unless it's something recurring. And if it's recurring, all right, well, of course, you'll probably do it. All right? So we want to avoid thinking about the future. All right? We want to avoid thinking about the past. All right? That's two no-nos. No more thinking about the past. No more thinking about the future. Now, you may still have feelings. I can't tell you how to get the feelings away. So, for example, if someone pissed you off before in the past, chances are pretty good they're going to piss you off in the future. All right, so I don't know how to help you with the level of disdain you might have for a person. I think the best case scenario is do what the Bible says. Return good for evil. Yeah, okay? And you're going to have to try that and see if it gets less. All right? And if you allow the word of God or the words in the Bible or the words of your particular religion or faith, if you practice those words, that they should help you. You shouldn't be practicing any words from anything that you're following and believing in that doesn't help you. Okay? So, if somebody tells you something, believe them and don't try to make it something else. All right? Don't try to change them. So you're going to have to get more into yourself. All right? Not selfishly, but you have to get into yourself. You have to protect yourself. No one else is going to do it. The only protection that you really have is grace and mercy that follows you all the days of your life. Now that's a guarantee. If you want to have, if you want to follow a guarantee as opposed to nothing certain in life but death and taxes, well, there are other things that are also true. And that is grace and mercy follows you all the days of your life. All right. So you may find that to be true if you're staying in the present. If you're not into your plans, if you're not, well, at least be in the plans that the Creator has written in certain books. I use the Bible, the King James Version one. He has plans for your life to give you a hope in the future. His thoughts are to prosper you. Okay, now those are better. So what you can do is each day, and you want to look forward to one of those three things or one of those four things, so you have to try to see them. All right. If you're going over something or if you're going through something, then what you want to do is you want to go over those four things. How is this prospering me? How is this? Okay. And that'll keep you in the present. All right. So try to learn thoughts that'll keep you in the present. Affirmative statements are good, but positive thinking might kind of, if you're using it, fine. If it's working, fine. But if you're using positive thinking, it's going to be hard to use your positive thinking if you haven't tried anything else, because your positive thinking will be like you can't do any wrong. I'm just saying, it's just an example. I didn't plan on what I was going to say on that one. All right, so those are the things that I was thinking about as I was out and about today, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm hearing a lot about the atmosphere is shifting and stuff like that there, and frequencies are changing and stuff like that there. Let me tell you something. You guys don't know this, but I can see you expressing some of the thoughts that I expressed in the past. Kind of like an oxymoron. I just told you don't think about the past, and I'm going to use some of my past thoughts as an example. But we used to sing praise and worship songs, and they had all the same messages that you guys are using now. So I'm very impressed, and I want to give kudos and shout outs to you young people who are picking up this mantle and being a watchman. Okay, and people your age are going to appreciate it, and us older people, we appreciate it as well. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have. I don't want this to be a long video. So keep the faith. That's one of my blessed dad's favorite saying. I didn't know what that was, but I did good with faith, keeping the faith. And I've had some astonishing accomplishments because I came from a family of seven, and how could I do any great thing coming from a family of seven, being financially and I'm challenged. I don't think that if you come from a family of seven, from a family that's I'm financially I'm challenged. If you didn't do good, I don't think anybody would blame you. If you wanted to lay down and take the count out, I don't think anyone would blame you. What do you have to look forward to if you grew up in that kind of environment? But fortunately for you, that there is something greater than you that's in control of your everyday. But you have to remember, whatever you feed, that's what lives. If you feed the negative, that's what's going to live. Okay? So this is where the positive thinking and stuff like that there might benefit you. Okay? Oh boy, it's a little bit toasty outside. I came in here to light my cigarette. I'm like, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to stay under this AC for a minute. Holy moly. But over the winter months and the spring months, when I did my checkup after that, it turns out that I had a vitamin D deficiency. There was no sunlight, especially when you're. I'm from my particular part of the woods. Hey, this might as well be London. Holy moly, that's full of fog or whatever it's full of. But I digress. So I don't mind. I'm sitting out in the sun. I have cleaned out my body and my intrinsic systems enough that my perspiration doesn't actually smell. Okay, so you may not understand that because you're stuck on, hey, I got to take a shower 15 times a week. I don't know. If you paid the water bill, I bet you wouldn't. But anyway, I digress. It's a matter of perspective, but there is stuff that you can actually take and eat and have in your environment that actually will keep your perspiration from smelling. And I do know that I had a perspiration problem in the past because one of my blessed grandmothers, you get two, and if your parents remarry and stuff, you might get more. But basically, you get two grandparents, two grandmas, two granddads, right? And I had one. She was trying to recommend that I might want to try baking soda, but I want you to know that I had that kind of diet. That's the kind of stuff I would eat, and when it comes out, that's what it smells like. Okay, so it is what it is. And plus, I have this thing. Thank you. Plus, I have this thing where I hate to clean out the shower because I don't care what I use, it just doesn't get as clean as I think it should be. I think if it's a white shower thing, once I clean it out, it should be white. But anyway, I digress. So, that's the good news and bad news scenario that I wanted to share with you guys today. Let's see how we start this.